Welcome aboard Sailing Vessel Hornblower. I'll give you a tour of the boat. We'll start at the stern, we'll go along the deck to the bow, and then we can have a look through the cabin inside as well. At the stern of the boat you've got a standard back locker, and I just use it for things like oil, and I keep the fuel under there as well. It goes all the way to the side, both sides. And here you've got the device for lubricating the stern gland, which is easy to have it here because it means you can just pull it out, and every hour you can give it half a twist, and then it's done. Then you don't have to go down below and do that. I'll give you an example of what it's like to steer. For right-handed I am. You can also lift it up to give yourself a better view if you prefer to be further back. This is not my normal driving position, and I have the throttle relocated to there. As standard, I believe they were there, so that means I can just operate it from this position. The roller furling at the front is controlled from this position as well, and we have new Untitled W8 winches either side. Also at the port quarter we've got the gas locker that is self-draining into the sea, and it can hold 2 Carla gases. This one's full, and this one's probably about half full. Just here we've got a connection for the auto tiller, which I'll come back to. It's down below at the moment. I'll just show you the instruments that we have here. We have a steering compass that can have a light on it, standard engine instruments, and on here you've got a depth and log. Okay, we've got a standard packaway main with lazy jacks, so you can just drop the main straight into the bag, and then this bag will zip up. Normal slab reefing, and move forwards. Halfway up got a radar reflector, and there's a steam light as well. Ventilation above the galley, and nav lights on the side for easy bulb changing. That's the point there where you put the water in. At the bow we've got a roller furling genoa. Two fair leads, bow roller, and a plough anchor with about 35 metres of chain. Okay, now we'll go down below. The A layout gives us 2 seats facing each other with a table, which is ideal for couples, or maybe a couple with 2 small kids that could fit on there, and you can enjoy dinner or lunch, and it's good for a navigating table as well. A lot of people like the B layout, which is where you have a bench that goes round. That's ideal for, you know, a bunch of guys maybe that just using it during the day. And a lot of people like the C layout, which is where the galley is actually located. Down here in the starboard quarter, that would block off the berth that the A layout has down there, but it would give you a larger locker outside for storing loaded kit. So with that in mind, I kind of use these two areas as storage, clean storage, and then if someone wanted to stay over on the boat, then I've got the option then just to take the stuff out, put it somewhere else, and have someone sleep there. So on both the starboard and the port quarters, there's plenty of room to sleep, even if you're 7 foot tall. And the benefit as well, you don't roll about because you're kind of contained in there. So the radio, it's an ICOM M323G, which is a GPS radio. So let me just switch that on for you. It's directly connected, so all I have to do is turn that switch on and it will come on, so it doesn't go through any other systems. In the event of a mayday situation, all you would need to do is press the distress button and it would automatically send the GPS position along with the alert message, because it takes it from the unit, so you don't need to enter in any position and there's no chance of you getting it wrong. So down here I've got a little USB charger socket, and on the other side you've got a standard car style 12 volt cigarette lighter socket. Under this seat here we've got a lot of storage, access to the bilge keel bolts. I use this for tools and rope, etc. And you've got a few other storage spaces under there, in there, all the way along, in there, underneath the sink. And there's a drawer here for useful bits. All under here is storage. This is ideal for buoys and fenders. This entire section folds down flat, so you've got an extra double berth. That will work for anyone that's up to about 5'3" or so. I'm too big to get on there. On this side you have the galley, gimbaled stove, that's gas and has a grill. And under this you've got the sink, which is controlled there, and that gives you fresh water. Moving forward on the starboard side, you've got a wet locker with a window for ventilation. You have the V-berth, excuse the bedding, and then for sleeping that section there would sit here. The only thing then is it's quite difficult to get into the heads. You'd have to jump on top of the bed, or during the day it's just easier to have that section pulled out. Got storage on both sides, chain locker access at the front. The water tank's under the V-berth, but there's no way to access that without cutting out the fiberglass, so only if you had a problem would you do that. Under the V-berth there's more deep storage. And in the heads, it doesn't smell in here, you've just got a standard pump out heads. Okay, so you may have noticed the headlining in this vessel. This is the one downside, although it's not as bad as it could be. It probably looks worse than it is. So this is the original Westerly headlining, and it has fallen away from the surface that it was glued on. This is a common problem with most Westerly boats. So I've attempted to duct tape this, but ideally it needs a proper fix. So looking around in the cabin, you can see that it looks pretty awful. The bare fiberglass is exposed. However, the old glue and felt has been removed from all the surfaces, and that is one of the worst jobs you could ever do, and people that have done it say they would never do it again. They would rather pay to do it. The actual fitting of the headlining is probably the easiest bit. So that's been taken off all the way down there, and through both sides on the quarters. The reason why I didn't fix it myself is because I had a leak that was coming from this window that was dripping down. It was dripping on the table and it was getting onto the cushions as well. This window has since been replaced. That was quite a big and messy job as well, done properly by Eagle Boat Windows that was sent off to them. So that has fixed the leak. Incidentally, this bar here is to add some strength to the stay. Originally these were mounted up here on the roof and they used to pull the roof out of shape, so the previous owner had them mounted there. Once you recover and put some insulation, you should be able to make this flush along with the headlining. Alright, let me show you the engine. In here is a 20 horsepower Lister Petter engine. It's just been serviced for the season. I've never had any problems with it at all, and I'll start her up for you.